Hello students. Today I will discuss about the matrix chain multiplication. So matrix chain multiplication is one of the example of a dynamic programming. That means matrix chain multiplication we can solve it by using the dynamic program. So first thing is, what do you mean by the matrix chain multiplication? So suppose the first thing in case of matrix chain multiplication, suppose there are two matrices. Matrix A of dimension 2 cross 3. That means number of rows 2 and the number of columns are here 3. And another matrix is B matrix where the dimension is 3 cross 2. Okay. So in case of matrix multiplication, the one of the main criteria is the in case of multiplication of two matrices, that is the number of columns of the first matrix should be equal to the number of row of the second matrix. That means, so this should be equal. So now the resultant matrix is A cross B. That means how to multiply is the first row of the first matrix multiply with the first column of the second matrix. Similarly, first row of the first matrix multiply with the second column of the second matrix. So first multiply the first row of the first matrix multiply with the first column of the second matrix. Similarly, first row of the first matrix multiply with the second column of the second matrix. That is second row, the first matrix multiply with the first column of the second matrix. Okay, and the dimension of the resultant matrix is row of the first matrix multiply with the column of the second matrix. That is this one and this one. Okay, so this is the simple matrix multiplication of two matrices. Okay, and now the main thing is the cost. So here the total multiplication required how many number of multiplication here used? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the 12. So how to calculate is number of row of the first matrix, number of column of the first matrix, similarly number of rows of the second matrix into the number of column of the second matrix. That means 2 cross 3, that is equal cross 2. So we can say it is also a 12. So this is called the total number of multiplication, or we can also say the cost. So here number of dimensions are 3. Here the number of dimensions are 3. So here we can say the number of dimensions are 2, 3 and also 2. Okay, so total number of dimensions are 3. And the total number of matrices are used equals to 2. So for the 2 number of matrix, the number of dimensions are 3. Okay, so always the number of dimension is 1 more than the number of matrix. Okay, so in case of 2 matrix, so we can easily calculate the total number of cost. But if we multiply the more than 2 matrices, then what happens? Suppose in the case of 3 matrices. So for 3 matrices, like there are 3 matrices A1 cross A2 cross A3. So, and the dimension of the A1 is 2, 3, that is 2 cross 3. A2 is 3 cross 4 and A3 4 cross 2. So here the total number of dimensions 2, 3, 4, 2. So number of dimensions are 4, where the number of matrices are 3. Okay. So now in that case, that means when we multiply more than 2 matrices, then there are different way or different way of parenthization, or different way of multiplication. Okay. So here there are 2 ways. So first we can multiply A1 with A2, then multiply the resultant matrix with the A3. And another way is we multiply A1 with A2 cross A3. So there are 2 ways. Okay. Either you can go for this way or you can go for the second way. This is the first way and the second way. This is the first way and then the second way. Okay. So now the solution should be the which give the minimum cost. That is the number of multiplication is minimum. That is the solution of the multiplication. Okay. So now we calculate the total number of multiplications. So here, suppose we know the dimension of the A1 is 2, 3 and dimension of the A2 is 3, 4. Whereas the dimension of the 3 is 4, 2. That we know. Okay. So first we calculate the total number of matrices or the cost of multiplication of A1 into A2. So what is the cost of multiplication of the A1 into A2? That is 2 cross 3 cross 4. That is 2, then 3 and both are same and then 4. Okay. Plus A3 multiply with itself. So here the multiplication cost is 0. So now then the A3 will be multiplied with the resultant matrix of A1 into A2. So here it is 24 plus 0. Now plus the A3 will be multiplied with the resultant matrix of A1 and A2. And what is the dimension of the resultant matrix? That is 2 cross 4. Dimension of the resultant matrix is row of the first matrix and the column of the second matrix. Okay. And 2 cross 4 is multiplied with 4 cross 2. So what is the multiplications? That is 2 cross 4, this one, and 2. Okay. So that will be 24 plus 0 plus 16, 40. Similarly, here we calculate the these three matrices in another way. That is, here A1, the dimension of the A1 is 2 cross 3, where dimension of the A2 3 cross 4 and A3 4 cross 2. So first thing is A1 is multiplied with A1, so 0, plus where the A2 multiply with the A3. What is the total number of matrices? 3 cross 4 cross 2. This is the same. So 3 cross 4 cross 2. Okay. And finally, that A1 multiply with the resultant matrix of A2, A3. So what is the resultant matrix dimension? That is 3 cross 2. 3 cross 2. That is the resultant matrix dimension. That means after multiplying A2 and A3, what is the dimension of the resultant matrix? That is 3 cross 2. Similarly, here the dimension of this one is 2 cross 4. Okay. So now 2 cross 3 is multiplied with the 3 cross 2. So what is the cost of the multiplication or the number of multiplication? 2 cross this one, 3, that is common, and then 2. Okay. So 0 plus 24 plus 12. That is 36. So this is the minimum. Between 40 and the 36. It is the minimum. Okay. So the best possible solution. So best possible solution, or we can say the optimal solution, or the parenthesization is A1 cross A2 multiply with A3. Okay. Which give the cost 36. So the cost is 36. Okay. So next so if the matrices are more than 2, then we find the solution by using the dynamic programming. So now how to formulate the formula of a dynamic program. So now let's frame the formula of a dynamic programming. This formula will be used to solve the problem. So here we know that three matrices are used, that is A1, A2 and A3. Dimension of the A1 is 2 cross 3, A2 3 cross 4 and A3 4 cross 2. Okay. So suppose this is the D0 dimension. These two are D1, these two common D2, and this is D3. Okay. So 4 dimension, 3 matrices. Now we find the multiplication. So find minimum cost multiplication, that is cost of 1, 3, because there are 3 matrices, that is A1 to A3. Okay. 1 means I and the j is 3. So now we know there are two solutions. One is A1 cross A2 multiply with A3 and another one is A1 cross A2 multiply with A3. Okay. So we can see A1 into A2 means cost of matrix 1 with matrix 2 and A3 means cost of 3, 3. That is matrix A3 is multiplied with itself. So what is the cost of the A1, 2? That we know that here the dimension is 2, 3, 3, 4 and here 4, 2. Okay. So C12 means 2 cross 3 cross 4, that is 24 and here 0. So C33 is 0. So 24, that means 24 plus 0 plus then A3 is multiplied with resultant matrix of A1, A2. What is the dimension of the resultant matrix? That is 2 cross 4. 2 cross 4. Okay. So it will be the 2 cross 4 cross 2. Okay. So now how to formulate it? C1, 2 plus C3, 3. So C12, the cost of the C12 is this one. 2 cross 3 cross 4. That is the multiplication of A1 cross A2. Okay. 2 cross 3 cross 4. And A3 is multiplied with itself. So it is the 0. Plus 2 cross 4 cross 2. So 2 means here D0. 4 means here D2. That is 4 is the D2 and 2 is the D3. So plus we can say D0 into D2 into D3. Okay. So that is 40. So here we know we calculate C13 where 1 is the I and 3 is the J. Okay. So we calculate the Cij. So here 1 is the I and this 3 is the J. And here 2 is the K, that is the intermediate, and 3 means it is a K plus 1. Similarly, D0 means D I minus 1, but the I is 1, so I minus 1 is the 0. Multiply with D2, that is DK, because K is the 2, into D3, that means DJ. Okay. Achha. Similarly, same to same we calculate here C11 plus C A2 multiply with the A3. So C23. Okay. So C11 is 0 plus C23 means C23 is, that is just, what are the dimension? 2 cross 3. Here 3 cross 4 and 4 cross 2. So here the C23 dimension is 2, sorry, 3 cross 4 cross 2. 3 cross 4 cross 2. Okay, so it's 24. So 3 cross 4 cross 2. Okay, and the plus means when the A1 multiply with the resultant matrix of A2, A3. And what is the dimension of the resultant matrix? That is 3 cross 2. Row of the first matrix cross column of the second matrix. That is the dimension of the resultant matrix. So A1 is 2 cross 3 and the resultant matrix dimension is 3 cross 2. 2 cross 3 multiply with 3 cross 2. That is the final multiplication. So 2 cross 3, that means 2 cross 3 cross 2. Okay. So 0 plus 24 plus 2 cross 3 cross 2. This is 36. So here that means it is a C11 plus C23 plus here 2 is the dimension of D0 cross 3 is the dimension of D1. D1 dimension is 3 and 2 is the D3. So here we can also say this is I, this is K, this is K plus 1, this is J, this is D, I minus 1, this is dk, this is dj. So c I k plus c k plus 1 j plus d I minus 1 into dk into dj. Similarly here also same c ik plus c k plus 1 j plus d I minus 1 into dk into dj. The difference is here the k value is 2 and here the k value is 1. Okay. So how to formulate the formula? How to form the formula? We calculate the Cij minimum of C ik plus C k plus 1 j plus d I minus 1 multiply with dk multiply with dj, where the k value will be greater than equals to I and less than j. So for C13 it will be minimum of C, the k will be greater than equals to 1 less than 3. That is here the k value will be 1 is 1 and another one is 2. So for k equals to 1 it will be I to k, that is 1, plus c k plus 1, that is 2, j, that is 3. This is ij. Okay. This is I, this is j. So I means 1. Just put the value of this formula. Okay. Where the 1k value is 1 and another one is the 2. So it will be the 2. Okay. Because k value lies between 1 to 2. Greater than equals to 1 and less than 3. So what is the value of k? 1 is 1, another one is 2. So for the k1, I to k, that is 1 to 1 and k plus 1 to j plus di minus 1, that is 0, into dk, that is k value is 1, so d1, into dj, that is j is the 3. And the for k equals to 2, what is the formula? 1 to 2 plus c, 2 plus 1, that is the k plus 1, 3 to 3 plus di minus 1, that is 0, into dk, k means here 2, so it will be d2 and dj. Okay, just check the formula, same. This is 1, 2, 3, 3, d0. So here the value will be, for k equals to 2, the value will be, that is coming here 40 for this example. And in that case, C11 plus C23 with D0, D1, D3, the value will be 36. So which one the minimum? 36 is the minimum. So the cost of this problem is 36. Okay. And the parameterization is, what is the solution? In which way? The solution is A1 cross A2 cross A3. Okay. So in this way, this is the formula of a dynamic programming. So by this formula, we can solve the dynamic programming. Okay. So in next lecture, we solve the problem of the matrix and multiplication. Okay. By this formula. So thank you. In the next lecture, we will solve the problem.